material type. And by default it gives you 10 as the number of materials, but you can literally set that up to, I believe, 99, but it may actually be higher than that nowadays. And you know, that's a very complex material. So we'll start with 10. Now the first thing I like to do is just click on my my swatches here and set up some standard materials. And I'm just setting standard materials for probably about 4 or 5 to start with. And we'll just do one more standard material. So what you would have noticed in that process is a multi-sub-object material allows you to actually set materials up within the sub-object that are various different types. So if I went into this one, I could actually have any of these types of materials: matte shadow, morpher, ray trace, etc. And if I was running V-Ray, I'd be able to use V-Ray materials as well. So I'm not restricted to just a standard material type within the sub-object material. The other thing I like to do is just click on this swatch just to give myself a little bit of color identification as I'm working in the materials, just so that as I'm set them up, you'll be able to see very quickly what these sub-object materials are assigned to on the model. So something like that should be fine for now. And we can now start to get into our geometry. Before I do, just in the material editor here, you can see there is an ID column. ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And what I can actually do is assign material IDs to various polygons on the object. And what we might do is start with the largest object just to illustrate the process. So I'm just starting with this torso geometry, and before we hone in on specific geometry, I'm going to select every piece of geometry in the scene and I'm going to assign my material to it. And that's confirmed up here with the little white corners. And you'll also see that by default there's a whole lot of sub or material IDs that have already been assigned as part of the modeling process, and that's just something that happens as you model. So